Hello, I'm in my classroom and I did some sweet potato slip rooting experiments in my AeroGarden. I wanted to show you how well these things rooted out. Come join me in the chaos. Okay, so I have my herbs on this side and I just severely pruned my basil, but the fun stuff is over on this side. So these are just cuttings. I realized after working with these herbs how easily I could use my AeroGarden for rooting cuttings. And so I recently put some figs in here, some fig cuttings. One of my fig trees I put in a pot and brought inside because it's a tropical variety and it's growing a bunch of suckers. And so I was cutting some of the suckers off and decided, hey, why don't I try to root these? So I put those in about a week ago. And then these I put in not even 2 weeks ago, probably about 10 days ago. And probably about 2 or 3 days ago, they started leafing out like crazy. And so I'm like, And I looked and see if I can do this without damaging the roots. Just be careful with these cups because when you're pulling them out, you can very easily just shear off these roots. But like, this is crazy. So I'm not gonna pull it out too far because I don't want to damage them. I need to actually take these things home, put them in soil. But look how well this AeroGarden rooted these things out. I mean, this is like not even 2 weeks. And that's a crazy amount of roots. And I think the reason it's so effective is it almost works like aeroponics. So it's like a hybrid system. You know, you have the aquaponic base down there, but then you have this little waterfall that kind of waterfalls the water over the roots. And I think just getting that extra air, I'm guessing, makes them root faster. Because I did a side-by-side experiment with another plant, put some just in a cup of water, and I put some in my AeroGarden, and like, seriously, the AeroGarden started rooting within 24 hours. Like you could see like roots wanting to develop on the stem. You know how you see the little bumps? The little callus bumps. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm gonna use both hands to put this back in. I'm gonna show you what the figs look like. All right, sweet potatoes are back in. The one on this side is pretty much the same thing, tons of roots. And you can usually tell because you'll start getting growth. I mean, you put the slip in, nothing will happen for a few days, and then suddenly you'll just start seeing some of the little nodes, some of the little side shoots will start developing the leaf. Usually when you see that development, that's a good sign that you probably have roots. It just means that the plant is able to pull more water in and support more growth. And check out the callusing on this fig. So that's probably ready for soil. And the reason why I say that is, yes, I could probably leave this in here if I wanted to just leave it in here as an experiment to show kids, hey, look how easily you could take your plants from home and grow roots on them. It does serve that purpose, but if I want this to actually become a functional fig tree, in my opinion, you're gonna want that to grow the types of roots that you would expect to have in soil. Basically, plants, if you don't push them to work as hard as they need to, they won't really work very hard. So by putting them in soil, it causes you to get roots that are just better at pulling water from soil. It's very easy for plants to pull water from water, right? But pulling water from soil requires a little bit different of a morphology or a shape, structure of roots. So I'll be putting those in soil pretty soon. But that's pretty cool that that's just a week and I was able to root just some suckers off of my fig tree. So I'm gonna try that with some of my other plants, just cutting random cuttings off of them. I bet this would work really well for like elderberry. I'll try it and see what happens. Thanks for joining me in the chaos.